Okay.
Hello everyone and welcome to Mad Vision. I am Mado and these are my favorite movies of all time. I realized that I haven't done a video like this before. Discord members told me that I should do it, so here I am doing it. I'm so excited to talk about these movies because I've actually never mentioned any of them. Well, I mentioned my favorite movie of all time a couple of times. I'm picking this out of my letterbox, so if you want to follow me there, go follow me. It's Mado there. I will leave a link in the description box below. But because my favorite movies are a lot, so I have honorable mentions. So I'm gonna do 10 best movies and then 10 honorable mentions. So basically this is the 20 favorite movies of all time of mine that I've seen. Anyway, let's start. I'll let you know. Guys, I am not like a good movie commentator or like a, I'm not very professional, but I'm trying to be. So I'm not really trying to talk about the movie in a professional way or whatever. I'm just talking to you guys as like I'm talking to my friends, telling them what my favorite movies are, okay? So don't expect me to tell you about some technical aspects and all of that of movies. So I'll let you know what I know and that's it. With no specific order, number 10, we got Inception, directed by Christopher Nolan. If y'all haven't seen this, how? Where, how, who, when, how, blah, blah. I just love that movie a lot. I love the concept, I love the acting, I love the story, the cinematography, the music, everything about this is absolutely beautiful. I think it is my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. I'm not sure, but I think so. Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio is in it. I've seen this movie like 4 times, I think, and it just keeps getting better. I haven't seen it though, and since like years now. Last time I saw it is like 4 years ago, maybe. Yeah, or like 3 years.
This was your responsibility! You're not prepared for this!
Okay, number 9, we got Detachment, starring Adrian Brody. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. This movie is absolutely phenomenal. The first time I saw it, it just blew me away. It is directed by Tony Kaye. I'm not sure what he directed other than that, or she directed other than this, or they. This story of the movie is basically a teacher that comes in a new school as a substitute, like for a little bit, I think, tries to change the lives of the student there, try to get to know them. I'm trying not to spoil, okay? This is spoiler free. Yeah, this movie, when I first saw it, I was absolutely blown away by the emotional depth of it and how subtle it tells you the message. He starts to have a unique relationship with one of the students, and she's a girl. I mean, he gets to know her more than the other students. I love this movie a lot, and it's very poetic, very artistic if you're into that. But I appreciate it, and I don't think it's talked about at all, especially when talking about this actor. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, go watch it for sure.
A faceless man in an empty room. Is that how you see me, Meredith?
Do you ever think about who your teachers were on the outside?
Number 8, we got Hereditary. Okay, if you haven't seen this horror movie, I don't know where you have been living. It's been everywhere. A24 has been my favorite production for horror movies. Directed by Ari Aster, a really special mind that director has. But this movie is just, when I first saw this, oh my days, I was traumatized because I watched it on my bed on my laptop alone. When I'm watching it, I'm like, after that specific scene, I paused the movie, I went to my family, I'm like, you guys must watch this tonight. And I went back and continued it, and then they watched it and they traumatized as well. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't seen it, but go watch Hereditary if you are a fan of horror movie that doesn't really rely on jump scares and more on the psychological horror of movies, really, really, really great, really beautiful. The ending, in my first watch, the ending was a bit like, I had some mixed feelings, but rewatching it, it made sense. It made a lot of sense. But like when you finish it, you're like, what comes after that? But yeah, but that's not the point. The point is something Hereditary. I will not spoil. That was Hereditary, you guys. Go watch it if you haven't.
Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother! Stop!
Number 7, we got a foreign language movie. It's called Incendies. It's a French Arabic movie directed by Denis Villeneuve. I don't know how to say that, but I really don't know how to talk about this movie other than spoiling it, and I don't want to spoiler it. Let me read this on Letterboxd. The search began at the opening of their mother's will. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, a brother and a sister go through some of the past of their mother and discover a lot of mysterious hidden stuff that they didn't know about, and it's told in a very beautiful, scary way, to be honest. Very subtle though, nothing very crazy, but well, it's crazy but nothing too, you know, exaggerated. It's very realistic, you can say that. The ending is what made this movie be here, especially the ending, what made this movie be here. And oh my god, I just remembered our reactions. You guys, if y'all love crazy endings, just that will blow your mind, watch this movie, okay?
Je sais que c'est très inhabituel, mais ta mère était pas folle, Jeanne.
Number 6, we got Dead Poets Society, a movie that I reacted to on this channel. This movie, it's just the emotional stuff in it. I mean, most of these movies has a lot of emotional depth and connection, and that's what I care about for movies, so that's why they are here on this list. But this movie, Robin Williams, Carpe Diem. If you haven't seen this movie as well, this is released in 1989, directed by Peter Weir. Y'all must see this if you haven't. This is one of the movies that you must see once in your life. It just teaches you a lot. It helps you a lot. It helps. It really helped me a lot. Every time I just doubt myself or anything, I remember some quotes from this movie. If you didn't know, the story of this movie is about Robin Williams, a character that is also a teacher in a school, and he teaches in a very specific way, very unique way, and he tries to help his students at the best that he can. And you see how they, you know, they grow with him, how they change and what he teaches them by how and his ways and all of that. Anyway, yeah, that was Dead Poets Society. I just love this movie a lot. I can rewatch this all day long. To be honest, I'm not kind of like a rewatch guy. I don't like to rewatch stuff alone unless I'm watching it with someone that hasn't seen it, you know. Yeah, but other than that, that was Dead Poets Society. Watch it if you haven't.
What's the Dead Poets Society?
The dead poets were dedicated to sucking the marrow out of life. Spirits soared, women swooned, and gods were created.
Number 5, we got The Perks of Being a Wallflower. First of all, this movie made me have a crush on Logan Lerman, okay? And he was in high school in the movie. This is based on a book, I believe, and it's about high school students, okay? It's about him, basically him, Charlie, and he's a wallflower. If you didn't know, the wallflower is like, metaphorically, when you're talking about a student that is a wallflower or a kid, a character, it's like someone that is outside, that doesn't easily fit in, I think. That's what it means. Yeah, this movie is about him trying to fit in the school with a group of friends that he found, and he tries to fit in. But you learn more about him and these characters throughout the movie, and it's just so beautiful, heartbreaking, amazing acting, sad music, cinematography. Everything about this is absolutely gorgeous, very heartwarming, but also very sad. I love it. It's like a coming-of-age movie, as y'all say, but I don't like that term for some reason, I don't know why. Yeah, other than that, if you haven't seen it and you like some high school students fitting in, all of that, watch it.
You're a wallflower.
I didn't think anyone noticed me.
Number 4, we got I'm so dramatic, what is this? We got American History X. Okay, now it's now we're getting to the top 4 and they're getting darker. Most of these movies are dark. Am I okay? I don't think so, but whatever. Anyway, the top 4 movies will be very dark, okay guys, so be ready. American History X, okay, released in 1998, directed by Tony K. Wait. Oh, he's the same director from Detachment. Oh, that makes sense now. Oh, wow. I had no clue anyway. Wow. Come on now, come through. American History X is released in 1998, and it revolves around the topics of racism, of prison life and racism. That's all I must say. And it follows about a character that goes through some situations that tells him that maybe his mindset was wrong. And yeah, I can't say much. I don't want to spoil, but evolution happens in this movie mentally, and I love it so much. And it's very realistic, it's very true. You can watch this till this day and see that the elements in it still are relevant to this day, which is very sad, but it's very true. It is mainly about the government, racism. I don't want to talk much, but that's it. If you're into that, but it follows characters that you actually will care for, watch it. And the ending the ending is absolutely an ending. Anyway, let's just say tears were on the ground. Number 3. Just Trust Ash released this reaction, a channel, fellow reactors, shout out to them, released the reaction of this movie, which is a Requiem for a Dream, directed by Darren Aronofsky, my favorite director ever. It's released in 2000, the year where I was born as well. What a movie that I had as like a birth gift. This movie is a lot. This movie revolves around people that have hopes and dreams, but they can't achieve them because of their addictions. And it is a variety of addictions, very different kinds and shapes and forms, and it's very heartbreaking, and don't expect any happy endings from this. And the soundtrack of this movie, I bet if you haven't seen this movie, you will know the soundtrack of this. You will recognize it for sure. This movie created the soundtrack, so shout out to them. Other than that, I can't tell you much, to be honest. I love this a lot. The cinematography, acting, I think performances is one of my favorites ever. I think this is my favorite performance in acting in any movie ever, to be honest. If you want to be just depressed, to be honest, watch this movie. It's just amazing though. I can rewatch it. Many people say that I can't, it's too hard, blah blah blah. I can and I will. With people that haven't seen it, I will rewatch Requiem for a Dream.
Purple in the morning, blue in the afternoon, orange in the evening.
Okay, we reached number 2. Because my love for Broadway is big, I can't but add Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Released in 2007, directed by Tim Burton, starring Johnny Depp. This is a Broadway musical. If you're into this stuff, I think this is the best Broadway musical to ever be created, to me personally. It's just very dark, and it has some dark comedy, and basically the character is a barber and he comes back to the city to find his daughter. It's very dark though. Okay, that's all I can say. Very dark, but there's also humor in it, a dark humor in it, and I love it so much in the music. I think I know the lyrics of all the soundtrack in this, of all the songs, I mean mostly. But yeah, I absolutely love this so much. When I first watched this, I went to the Broadway live shows on YouTube to watch them as well, and I keep watching them till this day, the music and the performances for Broadway. But anyway, watch the movie, you guys. If you enjoy Broadway, you will love this. At least, I hope you do. Okay, if you watch any of these movies, let me know what you guys think as well. Okay. My favorite movie of all time is The Fountain, which is also directed by Darren Aronofsky, my favorite director. It's released in 2006. I can talk about this movie for hours. Why it's my favorite of all time. Okay, this movie isn't for everyone, I will say that. It can be very confusing for some. It can be very artistic for some, they would be like, this is too much, I don't want to look at that, or something. I don't know. I honestly don't agree. I don't feel like it is too much, if you know what you're going into, you will understand it better. Well, basically, let me tell you guys, this is a movie about 3 different time zones with the same characters. Well, the same people acting, I will say that. Starring Hugh Jackman, if you didn't know. 3 time zones, and 3, they do connect, they have a connection that I can't talk about because it's a spoiler. But when you watch it and you try to understand, you will realize what the connection is, and it's beautiful. Basically, the movie, if I want to talk what this movie is about, it's really about death, life, love, basically, but told in a very, very, very beautiful way. It's kind of like a sci-fi fantasy as well, so if you're not thrown off by that, you know, you can watch it. I really hope you guys watch this. I just want to talk about this with people. Join Discord if you want to chat with me about it. It's so beautiful. Acting, the music. Oh, I forgot to mention the music. The music in this, I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but the music in this, I used to put them in bed and tears and goosebumps when I was sleeping, and I tried to sleep with them. I couldn't sleep with them, to be honest, because tears and goosebumps. I just can't. The music in this just moves me so much. It played a huge part in loving this movie as well for me, but just the way this is made, like, I'm gonna talk a little bit more, okay, because it's my favorite ever. There's a time zone where it's like the Vikings times, you know. There's a time zone where it's modern, like us here, hello. And there's a time zone where it's the future, and it's here where it's like the sci-fi part plays. And this character is seen in most characters are seen in the 3 different time zones. I really don't know how to talk about this because I don't know what to say, but basically the main character is trying to help his wife because she has some rare disease. Okay, he is a doctor as well, and he was experimenting on a monkey. I can't talk. I'll be talking too much. Okay, but anyway, if you haven't seen The Fountain, go watch it. It's my favorite ever.
Together we will live forever.
Okay, well, these are my top 10, but with no specific order, to be honest, because they're very different as well. The top 5, I think, are in order. Top 5 are my top 5, the last 5 I said. Okay, for honorable mentions, we got here, let me show you. This is my letterbox, you can see now. Honorable mention, I will say, The Elephant Man, directed by David Lynch. Me and my mom watched this and we kept crying at the same time. We cried like 5 times. It's absolutely beautiful, and it shows how humanity are trash. Humans are trash, I mean. Whiplash. Beautiful drum lessons, all of that, acting, movie. Beautiful. La La Land, another musical that I absolutely love. Call Me By Your Name, another movie that I really love. It's a romance, if you didn't know. The Invisible Guest. This honestly should be in my top 10 and not an honorable mention, but this movie is a Spanish movie. It's a mystery thriller. If you want to solve a mystery, know what's happening, learn about past people, stuff happened, the crime, like, it had everything written so well with an amazing acting, and you won't get 1 minute bored. You will never get bored by watching this movie. Never. Absolutely amazing ending. Honorable mention, Leon the Professional. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a classic, I think. Relationship about a crazy man and a little girl, which is even maybe crazier. Wind River. I think this movie is very underrated. I don't know why I love this movie a lot, but it really hit me. I just cared for the people there, that what's happening to them and the characters, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. Chicago, honorable mention, is another Broadway. I think this is very popular, so if you haven't seen it, well, go watch it, I guess. I love Chicago. The Wrestler, also Darren Aronofsky. This movie is... I reacted to this on YouTube here. Just go watch my reaction and you will know how I feel about this. Donnie Darko. What a great movie this was. Jake Gyllenhaal. This was my first Jake Gyllenhaal movie. Even though I had some issues when I first watched it, I had some mixed feelings, but understanding it and rewatching it will make you feel like, this is huge. Whoa, they meant that? That was, oh my god, look what they said. Oh, he did that. Oh, that's why that, you know, when you rewatch this, that this will happen. Wild Tales. This is also a Spanish or Italian, I'm not sure, movie that is told in well, it's basically 6 short stories. Okay, it says here that explore the extremities of human behavior involving people in distress, and that is very true. And if you want to enjoy like a movie that has 6 short stories that are different, completely different than each other, but very, very, very unique, very memorable, go watch it. It's so fun and so good. Burn After Reading. You know what, I watched this movie like once or twice, and it's stuck in my head because of how silly it is, and I don't even know if there's an actual plot in this movie. It's just about people being dumb, or maybe I was dumb when I watched it, and it was just the best thing I've seen. Brad Pitt, what a great role. He was so goofy, so silly. All the characters, I like the directors, Ethan and Joe Cohen, these brothers. Yes, I think this is their best movie. Lost in Translation. What a beautiful movie this is for just having an emotional connection with a stranger that is told in very few words in the script. They don't really talk much, but you just feel the emotions. Dancer in the Dark. In a way, I didn't mention that in my top 10, but this movie introduced me to Björk and introduced me to Lars von Trier. Very horrific director. Very bleak, very disturbing, very sad, very heartbreaking. I love it though. The music in it is very good as well. She sings in it and she's blind. That's all I can say now. But yeah, go watch it if you want to just go absolutely upset and angry and just want to go jump off a cliff. Short Term 12. I also think this is an underrated movie. Not a lot of people talk about it. It's very beautiful. It's about a character in a foster care home, and she tries to deal with the kids there, and it's very beautiful. The emotions, the characters, all of this is just, I love it so much, and I can rewatch this. I haven't rewatched this, I think I watched this once. Anyway, you guys, that's it. These were my honorable mentions and my top 10. Let me know what you have seen. Let me know your top 10. Also comment down your letterbox. I will follow you, and follow me please, and I will follow you back, of course, and we'll join Discord, we'll chat, everything. I just want to connect with you guys and let me know what your favorite movies are. And yeah, let me know if you have seen any of the movies I mentioned. Let me know what you guys think about them. And yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried my best to do this video like as proper as possible. I don't know how. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.